So the next speaker we have with us is a finance professional and a business development leader with over 2 decades of experience shaping the professional landscape across Pakistan, currently serving as the head of Business Development South, ACCA Pakistan. He has played a pivotal role in driving strategic partnerships, member engagement and employer relations, significantly expanding ACCA's presence in Pakistan. With an extensive career spanning more than 15 years at ACCA, Taimur has spearheaded initiatives that bridge academia, industry, and regulatory bodies, fostering employability and thought leadership. His contributions include launching key talent-building programs such as Women in Leadership Initiative and strategic collaborations with major global employers in public practice, MNC, BPO, and shared service sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Taimur on stage as he talks about neurodiversity in accounting, embracing inclusive workplaces. Over to you, Taimur.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. I think we have to congratulate Zahid for a fantastic, fantastic event. A huge hand of applause for Zahid. We have heard so many diversity champions today, and it has been a learning experience for all of us, me in particular. I think Farah really brightly told us that sustainability cannot happen without diversity. So we have that ESG goals. We are talking about SDG goals. We are talking about a lot of things right now. But those things will not happen if you don't have a proper structure which proposes inclusivity. And inclusivity and diversity go hand in hand, and we have to be the leaders. We are all business leaders, and thank you very much, Zahid, for doing this. So the topic I'm going to be touching upon is neurodiversity. It's about brain. It talks about how different we are from each other. There are certain conditions which follow with that because the processing mechanism of the brain operates differently for everyone. So when we are talking about, I think I'll just, yeah, sorry. So if we are looking at it, you might have seen ADHD, autism, ADD, and OCD. So there's so many conditions that you must have heard of, and you might be aware of them. So what is neurodivergent challenges? This is something which, before having that inclusive approach, we all need to understand what the situation is in hand. So when you're talking about a neurodivergent individual, they go through a different set of challenges from normal. I wouldn't call it normal, but from others. So the challenges happen, but there are opportunities as well. There are immense opportunities, and we will be talking about the opportunities. There is a business logic and business sense for doing all of this, for having a neurodiverse, inclusive culture within organizations. And we will be talking about that. There are 15% of the world population right now are neurodivergent people. Maybe you are also one of them. And most of us don't know that we are having those traits. So what are the reasons for that? One is cultural differences. So if you talk about cultural differences, let's just put yourself in Pakistan, see it from Pakistan's context. In Pakistan, a lot of things are, we use gaslighting to create stories which serves our purpose. So we create answers for ourselves. So if somebody who is neurodivergent, we might just say, Kala Jada hua hai, kuch aur cheez hui hai. So we'll have those type of information sets which are not true. But we do that. Then there is a diversity bias because women, it has been proven globally that women are not comfortable in sharing that they have those challenges. So this is something which has to be kept in mind while you're making those plans. The third part of it is privilege. Pakistan healthcare system is next to zero right now. So there are a lot of people who cannot go to health practitioners to get it sorted out, to get a proper solution or and a plan for that. That is a reality. So that you have to keep that in mind also. And lastly, this is something which is very interesting. It's the education bias. So you could be a high potential individual. You've been excelling in your academics, but you might be suffering because of what's going in your head. And how you're managing it is very important. So let's move on. Let's talk about the advantages. So why would you, as an organization, invest in neurodivergent people? Let's talk about the advantages. So if you just see, a neurodivergent individual generally bring diverse thinking. And I'll give you an example also. How many of you know about Richard Branson? By show of hands. 3 people, thank you. Richard Branson is one of the, and if you guys don't know about him, please Google it. He is a most, he has got a different set of, thinking. He has been an outlier in many things. He started from music, started his own airline, and now has the ambitions of going to Mars right now. So he has said that he has ADHD, and he has got dyslexia. So a person with ADHD and dyslexia can be like Richard Branson. It increases productivity. How many of you know about Elon Musk, Dodge? Elon Musk it's part of autism spectrum. It's called Asperger. He's got an Asperger condition. And he, again, he's the richest man right now in the world, and perhaps the most powerful because of his involvement in the US government right now. And he is doing all that. We have another example, Mark Zuckerberg, who also has the similar condition, the owner of Facebook. So these people are extraordinary. So you have to see it from that lens, from an organization side, what you'd be missing if you would not have a neurodiverse policy, inclusivity in your organizations. Third, talent attraction. The Gen Zs of this world and alphas of this world, they have spent 2 years of their education on mobile phones, on their tablets, on the computers. So they have had very, very long screen times, and which has made their conditions, if they had a condition, their conditions have worsened. So to attract the Gen Zs of this world, you would have to have a neuro-inclusive strategy. That is very important. Enhance creativity. How many of you know about Steve Jobs? So Steve Jobs had OCPD, and he was, I think, the most revolutionary person that has come across our generation. So this is the type of people that you should be attracting in your organizations. And by not seeing their talent, you might be missing out on them. And the last point is the culture side. I think it is very important to have an inclusive culture. Culture is also a very, very important ingredient in the diversity inclusion agenda. So moving on. Now, if you are starting the neuro inclusion strategy, you have to first normalize we are scared. We are scared to talk about it. And you have to create an environment which is where everybody is comfortable speaking about the challenges that they are going through right now. So this thing is very important when you're planning to do this in your organizations. Number two is believe. It takes a lot out of you to tell anyone that I'm vulnerable. Vulnerability is not something that you would want to discuss with anyone. So you'd have to believe if somebody is saying that I am feeling a challenging situation because of this, please believe. Have that, wear the listening hat rather than giving them a feedback. So you need to be a very good listener in all of this. And third part is you have to see what their success, what the strengths are, and focus on the strengths. They already know what their challenges are. So don't tell them about what ADHD challenges are, ADHD challenges are, autism challenges are. If they are, neurodivergent, they know already. They don't need another person telling them about the challenges and telling them that they would not be able to do a certain thing. Third part is, please, and this is very common in Pakistan, we love to judge. We love to judge everyone. You cannot judge them. You have to be very patient, you have to be listening, you have to wear a listening hat, and you have to be very considerate. Empathy has to play a very important part in all of this conversation. So you have to ensure that you are doing all that. And finally, it is all right to be a bit curious, because if somebody comes up to you with a problem, you cannot close the conversation. That's the worst strategy if you're going to be closing the conversations. So best strategy would be to keep the conversation going on. Ask questions. Why are you feeling this? Why are you feeling uncomfortable? What are the reasons for that? So asking is not a bad strategy. In fact, it is the best strategy, because you're closing that conversation. So that is very important. And lastly, we are all in a drive to have reach the North Star. Sorry. Yeah. Of having a neuro-inclusive design in our organizations. Sorry. So the final slide is what you need to do as an organization to have a new neurodiverse policies in your site. First, the leadership has to take ownership of it. Leadership has to understand the purpose of it, and they have to ensure that you are giving equal opportunities to everyone. And this it will only flow if the leadership is interested and is engaged. Secondly, you need to educate everyone. Education is very important. There are so many things which you would know from internet, but that is not a complete set of information. You can use ChatGPT, you can use other sources, but this thing it's complicated, because every individual would have a different journey in this. So there has to be much more awareness. There has to be a much more knowledge has to be shared in this to actually better implement all of this. Thirdly, while you're recruiting, ensure that you have created a space for neuro inclusion in your recruitment process. It has to be baked in the recruitment process. And thirdly, in the review mechanism also, it has to be taken care of. If somebody who is a neurodivergent individual, the review mechanism has to take care of that aside also. Give that individual a fair chance to performing to what his best optimum level is. That thing also has to be there. The education part has to be followed by a resource hub also. Big organizations need to create a resource hub and keep on talking about it. The conversation has to go on. There has to be a branding exercise also, a branding exercise about the policies, the support that you guys, the organizations are doing. That has to be shared with everyone, especially in the culture of Gen Zs and alphas of this world. You need to be talking about it. You need to have a social media presence or whatever channel you're planning to do. And lastly, this is very important that you need to have champions within the organizations, people that people could relate to. So this is very important to have that. So with that, I think I'll just conclude. Thank you very much, Zahid, for this opportunity, and I hope you have questions. We will be sharing the slides, so anybody who has that. They want the slides, they can have the research as well. That is available. So, yeah, any questions here? So there is a PI research. I will share that during the break. And yes, there is this a global research, and this presentation is actually taken from that research. Right now, we will share that. I would request my team members to actually share that with all of you. So, and thank you.